think we as a culture, especially the Western culture, we experience really hard time. Things are changing rapidly. In one hand, we have access to great education, amazing food, technology, cell phone, internet. But in the same time, you see many things that are not working. Many systems, old systems that's starting to collapse. And many people that experience their life in an unhappiness way. They are not happy. They have jobs, well, great. They have amazing cars. They have the best cell phones, but they keep in themselves not happy. And I think Dragon Dreaming is a place where people start working on what is really make people happy, what is really their dreams, what is really their passion.
The founder of Dragon Dreaming, his name is John Croft, and he created this tool in collaboration with his wife, Viviane Lanta. And they kept doing projects in Australia for some years until Viviane Lanta passed away and John arrived to Europe and he started transmitting this tool to the world.
And the idea of Dragon Dreaming came with the understanding what we can learn from the Aboriginal people and how we can embrace some of their practices into the Western culture life. And in the same time, how we can help more people in the Western culture realize what really makes them happy and create a process, a practice that in one hand it's ancient and taking the inspiration from the Aboriginal time, and the other hand it's very practical because Western people require practical action.
So it has this perfect balance of logic and emotionality, and rationality and playfulness, creativity and also logical thinking.
Okay, hi. To open like this. Yes, I just do it. Okay. Keep pulling.
From the end.
Better.
One of the definitions of Dragon Dreaming is that is a meta methodology. So for me, meta methodology means that it has many knowledge, many tools included in one. Okay. So the same happens with the different practices. You can have a practice very simple, which could be like, for example, using a talking stick in a meeting. And then you can have the whole process of creating tasks with the Carabert, which is much longer and can take much longer. So I think you can break it into parts and at the same time use the whole method with all the small tools together and help your team or your group of people like to create a specific project.
Dragon Dreaming for me, it's a lot about practice of love. Because when you want really to work with other people, you need really to trust them. And you need really to love them, even if they are not perfect, and they are not perfect. No one is really perfect. So for me, Dragon Dreaming is combining something very rational of how we can work together, but in the same time, something more deeply of how we're working with each other in a sense of trust and love, and how we can build capacity for trust and love so we can deal with the challenges of the great turning and create a better future for our culture.
Good. No one's winning. Ah, she's good. They're still playing. See, competition it's important in our society. Now I invite you to play the same game, okay? Same, but with a win-win approach. Okay, what is going on? Boring. Interesting. Boring. Isn't it challenging when something is difficult? It's challenging because you don't know how to do it. Let's say our first impulse is like to compete, to be the first, to run faster. I believe that modern society is very much based on a win-lose culture, which is very much about like, for having people that have a lot, many people have to have little. And we have been engaging with this type of culture since a long time.
The Western society teaching us always try to go to the top. Even if you need to step on other people. Some people winning if they're in the top. Some people winning less, but also losing if they are in the middle. And the people in the bottom usually will win less and will lose more. Now, if we really want to shift the culture and start solving the problem, we cannot try to solve them with the same perception of how we should work together. Therefore, we're aiming to shift our culture into more circular one. When still there is people with different responsibilities, different skills, but the goal is to make the circle bigger. Under all the methodology, all the processes, there is ethics. How we should work together and for what. And the ethics is talking about the culture of win-win-win.
So there needs to be a win for myself as an individual being, but there also needs to be a win for my community, the people I engage with. And the last win is related to the earth. So it's a moment where we need to give more than we take.
So we understand that every action that we're doing, even if we're taking a flight, even if we're taking our car, even if we are producing a product, have some footprint, have some outcome in the bigger picture of planet Earth.
Whenever we work in groups, whenever we're applying the Dragon Dreaming methodology, we try to keep this in mind, the win-win-win culture. Is this action good for myself? Is this action good for both of us? Is this action good for the planet as a whole? And then the answer, it's different.
Yeah.